If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. I think that's fair, isn't it? I believe that's fair. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. But everybody says that we're granted freedom of speech. Okay. But you would think in this social and political climate that you would speak with this freedom of speech with some knowledge behind you. But as you see on this screen and what we're going to go over today, these two right here spoke and knew not what they were speaking about. They knew nothing. And it comes off like we know what they are: white supremacists. Hey, all gravity, any day above ground, live it. Hey, give me 1 second. I have to go get my phone because there's another tweet I got to get. Give me 1 second.
But you get on the floor for this clown. He's a bum. He's trash. And you know it. And every time you bring him up, I'm going to let the world know exactly what he is.
That's right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. That clip was for their white supremacist buddies. Because they sit up here all day and co-sign their BS. But let's get into it, folks. How y'all doing this morning? I'm doing great. It is sunny down here in Atlanta, 61 right now. I don't know what the hell the high gonna be, probably like 64. But let's get into it. Now we're gonna start off with Destiny. Now, for those who don't know who Destiny is, he is a Twitch streamer. I'm not sure if he's still on Twitch, but he's a streamer. He streams video games, but during these video games, he likes to put out his political and socio-political ideologies. And it gets him in trouble. Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. So we're going to start with Destiny. So I did a little back history just to make sure I know how to approach this. So I was on Reddit, you know, white supremacist haven, and I wanted to look up his political ideologies. So here we go. Somebody put this here. Now, this was from 3 years ago. It says he is a self-described omni-liberal, the best kind of liberal. Okay. That means he can morally justify all his political positions. Well, let's see. On social issues, he is pretty far left. On economic issues, he is center right, or you could argue center left, or you can argue center right, to be honest. So he's a centrist by the way the wind blows. Okay. So he says he believes TPP and NAFTA were great trade deals, and yes, jobs were lost, but that was going to happen in any trade deal. He believes they are needed. Otherwise, countries like China will do whatever they want in the world in terms of trade, and America will have no control or say over that. Well, that's kind of what's going on now, but okay. Foreign affairs. He believes in necessary force, so he doesn't think we should be going out just bombing everyone or taking over governments, but we shouldn't allow countries like China, Russia, etc. to take over regions. Tax policy is 100% fine with increasing taxes, even if that means 70%, as long as it is justified. He doesn't agree with the wealth tax just because it is complicated and probably wouldn't work. So he might have voted for Stacey Abrams if he was in Georgia. Okay. Higher education. He believes we need to make it more affordable and perhaps cost-free for lower income people, but doesn't agree that we should make it free public college for all. Yet they had free college back in the day. Didn't seem like a problem then, but all right. Immigration. He is very much pro-immigration. Red flag. and believes it is a net positive to the country long term. Well, major red flag. Major red flag. Let's continue. He has the majority of economists, even the ones that some alt-right people cited that agree with this position. He doesn't like arguing in terms of culture because he believes it is meaningless and just based on emotion and very little facts. His position is purely an economic one. Because he'd get owned if he started talking about the cultural impact of immigration. Abortion, he's pro-choice and believes it just makes sense for multiple reasons to have it as a law. On a personal level, he has been going back and forth on his position over the years, but I think his current position is that abortion is justified. Guns, he owns multiple guns and honestly enjoys them. Red flag. Just because, what you're going to see later. Red flag. He believes in reasonable gun restrictions, whatever will have the best outcome for society. So again, this is why I said before, he goes wherever the wind blows. He isn't one of those let's ban assault rifles type of guys. He understands they are not the major issue with gun law. Well, I've seen pictures and he has assault rifles. That's why he doesn't want to side with banning them. Interesting fact. He was libertarian pre-2012. Weren't they all? And he's pro-universal health care. Yeah. Why did I bring that up? CRU, Realty, hello. DSB, hello. Why did I bring that up? Well, New Black Media's favorite place to have white and black people and, others go on and say something that they probably shouldn't have said, hosted this man. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Tabernacle. No Jumper. Oh, yes, No Jumper. We know No Jumper well. Shout out to Jason Black. No Jumper hosted Destiny 4 months ago. Got 1 million views. So they hosted Destiny talking about Nick Fuentes, Kanye West, Christianity, reparations, and more. Of course, they had to talk about reparations. But again, they said that reparations was not a hot button topic. It's a waste of time. Can't talk about reparations. That it's divisive. So divisive that everybody who's somebody always is asked about this question. Always. Can't wait for the end of the year when they start doing the DNC convention in Chicago. And can't wait to see on these debate stages when reparations comes up. Can't wait. They're going to have meltdowns. But I bring Destiny up because he had a very, very interesting answer about reparations. I would like for y'all to listen to what he said about reparations. It's a very short clip. Very short. It's about 3 minutes.
Being said, would you guys agree that defunding Israel, to give black people reparations? Would you guys agree with that?
Sure.
Fuck that.
Yeah, there's two huge problems with that. Number one,
I'm sorry about black people. I'm not meant to laugh. I'm just laughing at Adam because he's crazy.
I was just laughing at the fact that he was so upfront. Most people would try to dance around it a little bit.
No, number one, our budget doesn't come from areas, right? Like if we want to do some social program, we don't take from our military budget and then
Don't start.
take from this and then spend here. Like we create the budgets for what we want, and then we go to the treasury, we figure that stuff out, figure it out afterwards. So we're not borrowing from one area to do that. So we can do both if we wanted to. But then two, there's a whole side conversation around reparations. It's like very complicated to figure out. But mainly for reason one, like we don't have to defund one thing to give money to another thing. If we wanted to do reparations, we wouldn't have to take that money from like our foreign aid or whatever.
But do you agree with reparations? And it's just in general.
Well, reparations not really. No, I don't think so. What do you mean when you say
You see how quick he was to say no before getting any type of context? You see how quick he was to say no. Brother Torian Rain, hello. I see those videos you got coming up later, and I'm jealous. Vincent Jackson, hello. Yep, they are coming out in full force. Oh, it's going to get worse, family. After the summer, it's going to get worse. Just wait. But we have to stand strong. Stand strong, and in one voice and in unison, you say, cut the check. But yeah, he said, no, I don't agree with reparations. But then he said, damn, let me see if I can inch my way out of this, because I know people are going to kill me for this.
Well, just reparations for black people. I mean, because we need that. I mean, reparations, we're owed that. I mean, we built this country. I mean, we helped build this country, and I think we're owed that. I mean, and that's where the vote. That's another thing. We go back to where I was talking about with the vote. We're voting. We're trying to get this thing going. We're forming these things for reparations, and nothing's getting done. Our people see nothing improving. So it's just like, what do we vote? Like, we're definitely discouraged here. So and I definitely think reparations is owed for our community. So I mean, you don't.
If you want to talk about like certain types of investment, okay. So here's a problem with reparations. I think that if there are past agreements that are made, so people talk about like the 40 acres and a mule thing. If there are past agreements that are made, we know who those were made to, and we can find the descendants to pay them back. I'd probably be okay with that to some extent. But the problem is, it just gets so absurdly complicated. Like, how do you reparations to like mixed race people or people that have?
You see what this is going to be another thing you guys got to watch out for. They're going to start conflating it by saying, so what you're going to do with the mixed people?
Out married to come back, or people that are like 1/18th or whatever. Like, I feel like you get into weird areas where even trying to qualify for that would be a nightmare. That's number one. Number two, I don't know if it would help that much. Like, just giving people money, I don't know if that would do much. But then, like, kind of on a third related point, if people want to talk about like making big investments into black communities, I'm always a fan of that. In terms of like schools or housing or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, the reparations thing, I don't think it'd be very effective. I think it'd be really hard to figure out like who gets the money. This is gonna be challenging.
Yeah, it definitely will be hard. I think they will be hard, but I think it's definitely but isn't it other races that that got reparations, like or the Native American people or Asian people, other races in this country? It seems like we're just left out.
Well, also on top of that, although slavery ended 1866, right? 1864 or something like that.
18 something.
Yeah. Segregation didn't end but 2 generations ago, and there are still and like the long-lasting effects of the systemic oppression still exist to this day. So
yeah, I think to fix those problems, it has to be like a really complicated intersectional approach to it. It's not just going to be giving out money to a community. It's not going to be just rebuilding schools. Like, there's going to be a whole host of things related to like housing, policing, education, family structure that has to go into like fixing those problems for it to ever get fixed, which makes it seem impossible to fix. But it's possible. It's a lot of work.
Okay, so let's go over what he just said. Again, watch out for them to start saying biracials. Do they get money? I think we've established this. If you had family members that you can trace back to them killing fields, they get money. I thought we agreed on this already. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't always be in reparation spaces, but I thought that was universally agreed on. If you got the records, there shouldn't be a problem. Pac Miller, good morning. DSP said, for the record, FBA built this whole country. It's not we helped catch the code words. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're going to hear that later. Don't worry. They want to put a Band-Aid over a flesh wound. Shit. It would make so much sense just to pay y'all off. It would just make so much sense. But I want to go back to what he said about how it's complicated. I think it was here.
We know who those were made to, and we can find the descendants to pay them back. I'd probably be okay with that to some extent. But the problem is, it just gets so absurdly complicated. Like, how do you reparations to like mixed race people, or people that have outmarried and come back, or people that are like 1/18th or whatever? Like,
okay, 1/18th. Y'all didn't have a problem with this when it came to the Native Americans. Y'all didn't have a problem paying them off. And we know there's certain Native American people out there whose bloodline has been so diluted, but y'all still give them an opportunity to prove that they're Native American to get benefits and get tangible. So use that same template. Not that hard.
I feel like you get into weird areas where even trying to qualify for that would be a nightmare. That's number.
There's no weird area. If your family was born here and you trace your generation here, you get the money. If you're a foreigner or you're generations of foreigners, you don't get it. I don't know why that's hard. My daughter qualifies. My wife qualifies. What's the problem? My wife's father is from Sumter, South Carolina. He was born on a sharecropper's plantation, I guess you could call it. He's the son of sharecroppers who can trace their lineage back into the 1800s. I don't see what the problem is. The problem is I'll tell y'all, since they don't want to say it out loud, I know what the problem is. They don't want to piss off the foreign blacks because the foreign blacks give them visibility some, and also they want access to that foreign nana or that foreign pole. You know, the tether soul pole. They want that. Or the tether soul hole. They want access to that. And if they go against them in this reparations target, they're going to close their legs. And mutually, they both don't want that. Oh boy. Torian said they're trying to drive that wedge between black people with two parents and biracial individuals so they could cause even more infighting, massive manipulators. Right. You would think they would, hey, if white supremacy is benefiting off of this, wouldn't it? Why would it matter? I'm just saying. Why would it matter? Y'all were real happy when y'all were cutting checks for Ukraine. I know some of y'all were out there crying, but y'all didn't march and say no more aid to Ukraine. Y'all motherfuckers was putting flags in your bios.
Number one. Number two, I don't know if it would help that much. Like just giving people money, I don't know if that would do much. But then like kind of on a
giving people money, I don't know if it would help that much. Israel basically admitted that without American money, they would be in trouble. Again, like the black man said, the Japanese got money. $20,000 for 80,000 people. $1.6 billion. Again, the mayor of Seattle, the current one, the biracial, he directly benefited off of it. His mom and grandparents started businesses in the Seattle area. He went to college basically free, became a businessman in his own right, and now is the mayor. He's a direct benefit of reparations. Native Americans. But all right.
related point. If people want to talk about like making big investments into black communities, I'm always a fan of that. In terms of like schools or housing or whatever. But yeah, I don't know the reparations thing. I don't think it'd be very effective. I think it'd be really hard to figure out like who gets the money. This is gonna be challenging.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. It's gonna be it's going to be hard. Right. Blacklight, hello. Okay. So you heard Destiny's response. Destiny, I got questions. Sir. Now, I say we should not trust Destiny. This is how I say. Because old Destiny, ladies and gentlemen, he has thoughts about black people. Yes, he does. Who wants to hear his thoughts on black people? I'm only bringing this up because I want everyone to get the full context of who this person is. Tabernacle. Here we go. Now, this tweet was from last June. So it says, YouTube streamer Destiny saying the N-word and having known racist guest Sam Hyde on his show. Now, for those who don't know who Sam Hyde is, he got very famous on YouTube for doing pranks. He's one of the original pranksters. And his claim to fame was he got kicked off YouTube because every time there was a mass shooting, his crowd would come into live chat saying he did it. He even got the authorities involved. But I want you to hear this 5-second clip. And you tell me if we should regard Destiny as a voice either for or against reparations.
Is the really famous skit black people versus niggas or whatever and everything. So like is the really famous skit black people versus niggas or whatever and everything. So like is the really famous skit black people versus niggas or whatever and everything.
I had to play it 3 times. Chris Rock skit, black people and niggas. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You were better off just saying the word. Family, we can all agree that we're not taking a suspected male supremacist with candy blue hair seriously. J. Joe, hello. We're not, but people listen to this fool. People listen to him. I just want to help y'all be patently aware of who they can bring up once this election season really ramps up to talk about reparations. I want y'all to know as many of the players as you can. So when they do come up, we shut them down very quickly. Pac Miller, good morning. He said the American government showed their hand by sending billions of dollars of aid to Ukraine, but can't pay reparations, which is why the Democrats are going to lose if they send Biden up there or any of these pro-Ukraine Democrats. They send them up there, they're going to get destroyed on this because it's been a year and nothing's changed. And we know Fox News is going to bring up those Ukraine videos where they were dancing and nothing was going on. And the videos where people were in Ukraine just chilling, like nothing's going on. And I'm pretty sure we'll find out that 21-year-old military person who leaked the photos and the documents, they're going to say, hey, he's a right winger. Yes, we know. Yes, Destiny did do that as well. He was on the side of the January 6th people. Yes, he was. Yes, sir. Blacklight Revelation said that's why we have to grow our platforms to their maximum capacity, expand off of YouTube, and put out consistent discrediting evidence. Yes. Got to start building websites, folks. Got to start building websites. Charles Gibson, hello. Sam Hyde is the guy in the picture they always post up in Twitter whenever a new mass shooting occurs. Yep. By the way, Sam Hyde, hey, and YouTube, don't get mad at me. This was his picture, not mine. So don't do this. Don't knock me for this. I'm just trying to tell y'all a story. Tabernacle. This is who Destiny was talking to. Just look at that picture for about 10 seconds, and then I'm going to take it down. Yeah. Now he's an influencer boxer. So, yeah, this is who he was talking to. Yeah. Not taking him serious. But that's not the only thing Destiny ever said about black people. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, we got more, fam. Oh, we got more. Tabernacle. This was last December. It says breaking. YouTube streamer Destiny says all black content creators look the same and have the same content, and that he is sick of seeing ignorant black people trying to become successful at streaming. Now, again, it's just a caption. Can't go by the caption. Let's hear what he had to say and judge it for ourselves.
Who? I don't even know who is this. Like, I don't even know who these streamers are. I'm not gonna lie. Is this the Kai Senate guy? Oh, this is the Speed guy. Okay. There's like this whole new legion of like black Zoomer streamers, and for as much as they fucking talk about how like all white people did was scream at the fucking camera, I feel like that's all these guys do. I don't know. I don't know if they have more content, but holy shit. It's just not my shit. But I'm probably just getting old. It's like the new shit is like black dude tears his shirt up, screams something wacky and wild into the camera, is racist or homophobic. It's LOL. And like that's like okay, don't care. Or
Interesting. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Now, Speed is a Roblox and Minecraft streamer. Kai Cenat is a fucking racist because he let a white woman. Well, I take that back. Kai Cenat is a fucking racist because he told a white girl on his stream to say the N-word in the guise of doing a Harry Potter spell. Fuck him. I will only defend them on this. This is another person who thinks all black people look alike. And we're not going to do this. 29 says he is so-called liberal. He leans left. But again, like I said before, he depending on the social or political issue, they say he's either a center left or a center right. So I guess for all intents and purposes, we'll call him. We'll say he's center left. We'll be nice. Because I was going to call him a centrist, but some of the bullshit that he believes in is not centrist views. What do you say? All those damn streamers pretty much do the same kind of content, not just black people. That is true. That is true. Yes, Torian. Yes. Put that in the chat for those who need to be brushed up on Kai Cenat. Put that in the chat. Destiny might as well put up a whites only sign when it comes to streaming at this point. Well, he got kicked off Twitch because he put some inappropriate things in there or let some inappropriate things go in there and they kicked him off. But yeah, Destiny, all black people don't look alike. I don't know who need to tell you that. But did you think, family, that was it? No, that was not it. There's more. I know. This is how every black person sounds when they hear another white supremacist come off. But then when it comes to our issues, they get upset.
And folk, them white people lost their mind.
Oh, yes, they lose their mind. Let the government come out one day and say, listen, we're going to give out these reparations, boy.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
That's how they're going to be talking to Congress. Pac Miller said Kai Cenat still hasn't been checked by black people for that BS he did with that white girl. Want to know why we're not checking him? Well, Torian checked him. You know why we're not checking him? Because we know that off that video where he stands, it is just a waste. It's just a waste of time. I know Blacklight can go through his archives and find more. I could do it. Jason Black could do it, even though that doesn't make sense. Tariq could do it and just roast the fuck out of him. At this point, he's already said he's not black. He's not with the black community, so we're good. That would be a waste of StreamYard video storage. It'd be a waste. We're not even worried about him. Now, if he says something about goddamn reparations, then we're going to have a problem. Because we're going to bring that video up and then tell him to shut the fuck up. Say your Harry Potter and shut the fuck up. Ooh. Look at this. Hey, Tori, you might have to do another one. Torian, hold that one. Go look at that later. You might have a whole you might have to do another one. Oh, Lord have mercy. But back to the old Destiny. Did you think that was it, family? It was not. We have this. Now, apparently this guy's name is Your Rage. He's another streamer. You see this. I do not think he is racist. Again, can't go by captions. Let's hear what he said.
Same. Destiny is edgy as fuck. He is insensitive sometimes. He does not understand black culture whatsoever. He's not in tune. Get in tune, my nigga. Like, come on, we lit out this motherfucker.
Okay, see, that's the problem right there, sir. That's the problem right there. I think it's high time to stop having people coming to these cultures, especially white folk. Oh, we're going to sound xenophobic today. Oh, yes, we are. It's high time for us to gatekeep the culture. Hey, your rage. You do realize that they can copy your model, give it to one of their white supremacists or honorary white supremacist buddies, and they would make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month doing what you do while they don't frequent your content. Then hit you with bullshit terms of service violations saying that you did or said something that goes against what they stand for. But those others can do it and they would be considered edgy. You haven't gotten your wake-up call yet. That's what it is. But let me you got 23 more seconds. Go ahead and finish.
All of the above. But I do not think he's racist. I do not think he hates black people. And that is that. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. You could cry about it. I'd be a bot to be on here and be like, yeah, he's racist just because I'm afraid of what the fuck my community gonna say. I don't give a fuck. My nigga. Saying Destiny is edgy as fuck. He is insensitive sometimes. He does not understand black culture whatsoever. He's not in tune. Get in tune, my nigga. Like, come on, we lit out this motherfucker. All of the above. But I do not think he's racist. I do not think he hates black people.
I guess you did this February 23rd. I guess you didn't know that he went on No Jumper and said that black people shouldn't get reparations. Guess you missed his black people Reddit thread. I guess you missed that. And how his buddies are in there trying to explain him. You sound like Israel Adesanya when he said Joe Rogan ain't racist. Afro Elite, hello. I guess we forgot that one, didn't we? I'm just asking for a friend. Did you forget that? I'm asking. That's who you sound like, sir. But all right. You got it, sir. You got it. This was the same Destiny folks who said, quote, "Don't worry, I'm able to recognize you as subhuman trash without even needing to know the color of your skin." But that he's not a racist. All right. All right. Who is this kid? Where is he from? I don't know. It's the first time I've ever heard of him. Let's find out. We can do some research. Your Rage. I think that was his name. Your Rage. Yes. Let's see. All these big streamers they all have Wikipedia pages. It says his ethnicity is African American, his zodiac sign is Leo. That's fucking great. That is fucking great. They say he's in a relationship with someone named Chaotic Allure. I have a feeling she might be white. Oh, she's black. Okay. Okay. She's one of these reactionary people. Okay. She was born on my birthday. Ain't that something? She's an Instagram model. All right. All right. Where's she from? Let's find out. You know what? We'll share the screen. We'll do this research together. Let's see. Where is she from? It's giving me African vibes, but I ain't sure yet. Let's see. She's definitely giving me African vibes. She made it for a video. Let's see. She's in Florida. They don't tell you much. All right. She probably doesn't tell much about herself. All right. But anyway. Oh, if you're talking about oh boy, well, they said him and his girl live together in South Florida, so it is what it is. But let's continue because I don't want to get off too much of a tangent. I'm done with Destiny. Now we're going to go to Lauren Chen. One of these right-wing nut jobs. Oh, yes, we got to go to her. Because she weighed in on reparations. Yes, she did. She said, listen, I got some thoughts. I got some motherfucking thoughts. And you gonna motherfucking listen to me, goddamn. You heard what I said. Because I'm Lauren motherfucking Chen. I'm a motherfucking Canadian. And I'm talking about motherfucking reparations. Wait a minute, you're a Canadian talking about reparations. What the fuck are you? You better chill on them motherfuckers. You better chill. Fam, we're going to start with this. Y'all going to like this. This is on her Twitter page. It says Democratic presidential hopefuls for 2020 are coming out in support of reparations. But do reparations actually make any sense as means of acknowledging and apologizing for slavery, or are they just a ploy to buy votes? Let's hear what she had to say on this, family.
An actual conversation that the country's having. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you're wrong.
Some policy experts say it could run the country trillions of dollars. But what's the holdup? It's not like victims of atrocities haven't gotten some compensation before.
Okay, number one, if you're going to talk about reparations, ma'am, you're already disqualified if you bring up the root or the griot now or the rot, like Professor Black Truth likes to say. You're disqualified. The root is boule. They're only talking about reparations because it's going to get them hits, which doesn't even matter anyway because you see their YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel is in the gutter. But all right. Well, let's continue.
In 1974, the government reached a $10 million out-of-court settlement to compensate the victims of the Tuskegee experiment and their heirs. In 1988, the U.S. agreed to pay Japanese attorneys a total of $1.2 billion. In 1994, the state of Florida greenlit a reparations package totaling $2.1 million for the victims of the 1923 Rosewood Massacre.
Now, here to argue in support of reparations for slavery, this lady, whose name I still don't know, did she introduce herself at the beginning of her video? I don't think so. Did I introduce myself at the beginning of this video? I don't think so either. I'm Lauren. But anyway, she brings up examples where individuals actually have gotten compensated financially for wrongs that have been committed against them. And to that, I've got to say, I actually am in favor of reparations for slavery for people who are actually slaves.
There you go. So I know her trolls are gonna find this video. Maybe explain that. Explain that. Explain how the Jews, their descendants, are still getting money to this day. Explain that. Explain that. I'm not even talking about America via France. I'm talking about in Germany. They're still paying reparations. Them people long gone. They're paying reparations to people that died in them camps. They're still paying money to people who died in Auschwitz. You ain't got no problem with that. Mainly because number one is Germany, but okay. Number two, you know what would happen. Them Jews would kick you off this platform with the quickness. And number three, you know your crowd would leave you. It's only with us that everybody got a problem. That's something black centric. Everybody got a problem with it. Anybody else, they'll look at it minimally and say, go ahead and go do it. When it come to us, everybody got to have fucking think pieces on it. Native Americans are still getting paid today. Still getting paid. They're about to give fucking dreamers not only Social Security, they're about to give them checks. And they did nothing but cross a border like you did. But let me let her continue. She might say something smart.
And I think you guys know where I'm going with this. No black people in America were slaves. That's why that's different. Seriously though, yeah, I do believe.
Oh God. That's their favorite rationale. I'm not paying no negress or negro that damn reparations out of my taxes money because I didn't own no slaves. My grandpappies and grandmammies and granduncles who used to finger my great aunts and her great daughters. We didn't own no slaves. Okay, we didn't own none of them, so I was not paying. Oh, they're giving Jews money though, LD. Wait, that was in the defense budget, so you know that we got to do that. We got to do that. That keeps the world safe. But you know, giving reparations to black folks will not only fix their legacies, but it would give them access to opportunities that they have not had ever in this country. Well, you know, we voted for that there Obama. We gave it to him for two terms. We gave him Obama, so you know that's reparations right there. Plus, Negroes can go work and they're not being whipped. So I don't see what the problem is. I'm not giving them my monies. Okay, I'm not giving them my monies, but they send money to Ukraine and equipment that you paid for. Well, there's a war over there. So, you know, the war over there, you gotta save the people. We gotta stop. We gotta stop Putin and them Ruskies. We got to stop them. So you basically say fuck black people. See, you're a racist. I did not say fuck black people. That's not what I said. I said I'm not paying no reparations. That's what I said. I didn't say fuck black people. I got black friends. My favorite one at work, I got this guy named Rodney, nicest boy ever. Nicest guy ever. So please, he comes over to my house and we watches the NASCAR, and it's great. He even invited me to his kids' christening, and I was just so moved. I was in that black church, and I was just so moved. I was like, why white church is not like this? This is what she sounds like. This is who she caters to. But we're gonna let her finish.
That former slaves should have been given reparations for the wrongs that they were subjected to. The time for that, though, has come and gone. Those people are dead, as are the people who enslaved them and the people who sat back and allowed them to be enslaved. Giving Black people money now won't right the wrong of slavery because Black people now are not the ones who were enslaved. Setting the precedent that you should be able to go to the government and demand payment for something that happened to your ancestors 150 years ago is a really bad idea.
Remember what I always tell you guys? You can tell an American racist, they'll say something and in 10 seconds own themselves. You literally just sat here, man, and said that Black people were not slaves that are living today, and they should not be compensated for what happened to their ancestors. But I wonder if you have this same thought process when it comes to the Native Americans, because again, the government is still paying to this day. They're getting legislation to this day, and they had their predecessors. Not predecessors. Their descendants are literally getting money. Literally, right now, they get a check every month. But their descendants did not go through any of the atrocities that they went through. None of them. So your argument has a major fallacy in it. This is why y'all should not be talking about this subject, because not only do you sound dumb, you sound ill-informed, and you don't even realize what you're saying. But I'm gonna let her continue.
That's a can of worms I don't think we should be opening. What would be stopping Americans from asking the British government for reparations then, for the wrongs that they committed against them? Really, what? And what about Asians? Should they be seeking reparations too? And I don't just mean for the internment camp thing, I mean for the hello, you're welcome for your railroads thing. And if
Yeah, they actually did try that, ma'am. I know you didn't look this up because you right wingers don't look this shit up. Yeah, the government also paid off the ones that built the tunnels. Yeah, in San Francisco, they paid them off. I'm sure you knew that, though. That's your people. I'm sure you knew that. You got all this smoke for Black people, but you got Uyghur Muslims in China right now being interred. I'm pretty sure when China got to pay them off, you're going to be all for it, right? Hmm.
If we're going after reparations, why stop at racial or like ethnic groupings? Huh? Why can't other groups or collectives get some reparations too? Maybe
They ask for it every day and the government acquiesce. But y'all, again, just don't want to call out your fellow supremacists.
women should get us some reparations. Huh? I mean, after all, we were denied the vote for longer than Black men, by the way, just putting that out there. Even if we were to accept the idea that Black people should get reparations for slavery, how would that even work? Would you need to provide genealogical evidence that you are, in fact, the descendant of a slave? Or
Bingo! The first right thing you said all video. Bingo! Guess what, Lawrence? Since you don't want to talk to the Black grassroots, you think we're all a bunch of racists and, Black ideologues. Yeah, that would go a long way for the claim if you have genealogical history. Guess what? They do. So what's your next argument? And if they have the records, best believe the government that you're caping for right now has the records.
Or would it just be like all Black people getting some money?
Wrong. Black American descendants of chattel slavery. Wrong. Black American descendants of chattel slavery. Wrong. Black American descendants of chattel slavery. There's the answer. You know this. Shut up.
And if so, how would you determine who is and who isn't Black? Would people like Sean King and Rachel Dolezal be getting money too? Or
Sean King is not Black. Rachel Dolezal is not Black. You know this. Now you're trying to gaslight. Not gonna work here, ma'am. You know who they are. I'll give you an example. The man that you blocked, Tariq Nasheed. Yes, he would get reparations because he's from here. There you go. Do not bring up John B. and fake Tracy Ellis Ross again. Don't do that.
Or would you be DNA testing people? Seriously, I want to know.
DNA tests do not. Oh, God. She said DNA test, folks. DNA test. The same DNA tests that you can then say, hey, you came from Africa, go get the money and disqualify that. That's not how this works, man. Y'all don't care about science really when it doesn't benefit you. But y'all will be cool with evidence that you can see in your face. A lot of Black Americans have that evidence. So knock it off.
No, think your plan through.
Reparations aren't a handout. They aren't a leg up. They are deserved. Now let's see who's not.
By the way, this chick that she said didn't introduce herself, she's Haitian, so don't worry about that.
Just about Black votes, but for Black people.
Look, at the end of the day, you just don't deserve reparations for something that didn't happen to you.
There it is. You don't deserve reparations for something that didn't happen to you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right.
It is true, though, that leaders shouldn't just be in favor of Black votes, but also Black people. And I think having a leader who not only knows how to, but also wants to affect positive change in the Black community is super rare. And I think that's mainly because accomplishing real change would be difficult and would involve tackling issues that tend to make people uncomfortable. Because after all, if change and improvement were so easy, it would have happened by now. It's like, yes, inner city schools are bad, but no one wants to talk about how they're bad. I mean, it's easy to throw money at a problem. It's a lot harder to actually look at the root causes of the problem, especially when it might involve some people getting fired. And most importantly, it's like nowadays we can't even talk about the importance of fathers without offending single mothers. But yes, fathers do matter, and especially in vulnerable communities.
I would like to say that was the only thing she said, but it's not the only thing she said. Oh, God. Let me look at these comments. Ray S. said, by the way, good show with a mirror. You did a decent job. Now, can you please go get Tanya TKO on your show? Y'all need to set her straight in the Caribbean community. I doubt she talked to me, but I'll try. I'll try for you. I'll try. Vincent Jackson said, we got reparations on their minds, as pressed as they are. It trends every 2 days on Twitter. They see this. Let's see. Yeppers, they call it stay in their shoes or something. That's one thing I did learn from Yvette. All right. I will let the us slide because honestly, they will front on CARICOM until the absolute end unless they want to give them something to spite Black Americans. This will honestly test our allyship. Well, I got my thing about CARICOM coming up soon. I looked up this woman. She's Canadian. Why does she care about our business? These kids are about making us old efforts finally come out to cut. These millennial Gen Z fucks keep playing. I hope y'all come out. Pac Miller said Asians are always hating on anything to do with Black people. This lady is just a typical Asian. Oh. Well, she's been outed as a supremacist, so these Canadians are definitely begging for some attention. First, they had Abba preach fan the flames of the gender war, commenting on racism in the U.S., and now they got quasi-Asians talking shit. Well, this is from 2019, so she's been on this kick. Black men didn't suppress women's right to vote. No, they just use us as the justification why women should get some sort of handout as well. Everybody uses us as a springboard. Black Order, hello, you seem new. Reparations is coming whether they like it or not. Yep. And they're going to be there's going to be wars in the streets. Who cares? Cut the check. 42 tribes. That's why I don't use the word deserve. I don't like that word. That's why I say it's a blood debt. And Tori said they'd be asking to get their ass beat. Well, the nail salon is the first stop. Then it became the Chinese restaurant. They keep playing. They're gonna fuck around. They're gonna see them on the street. I'm not against non-Black Americans sharing their opinions as long as they don't flip-flop or go against what's best for Black Americans, especially if what we receive will also benefit them. That's pure idiocy. But they don't get that. They never get that part. Especially with what Destiny said with the mixed people. The other side is going to benefit from it, but it's not enough. It's not enough of their numbers. That's the problem. Okay, Gravity. I don't know if you watch the show The Boys, but she needs to stormfront treatment. Shit. Shit. Torian, don't do it. Don't do it. We don't have a key. Don't do it. You know I'll do it. D Shep, hello. Rich Risings, hello to you too. Oh yeah, I'm also not against non-Black Americans sharing their opinion if they also focus on their own people heavily, both here and their home country. I'm glad you said that, Ray S. I'm very glad you said that because we got something. We got something for the family. I'm gonna skip a little bit. Now, you know how she was so vehement about Black folk not getting reparations? Yeah. I want to show y'all something. And I want y'all to feel the difference in, I won't even say rage, the difference in passion. Pac Miller, I bet Laura's married to a white man. You would be correct. She is married to a white man. Yes, she is. She lives in the same city as Candace Owens, Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, she's married to a white man. And I'm going to show you somebody else that I just found this morning that also had a lot to say about that. Another Canadian, by the way. You gonna like that. Lauren Chen, I want y'all to peep the passion she said in this. So Drew Hernandez put up a tweet that says, breaking, rioters have taken down fence at a courthouse. We don't know where this is. I'm not even going to bother to look this up because it's not conducive to the argument. So she said, no sympathy for these rioters. Unleash the feds on all these animals. Animals. Now, I'm not going to take it to race. Even though I do see a lot of Black people out there. I'm not going to take it to race because that looks like Antifa. Feds on all these animals. So this guy, Just Jeff, says, explain how this is different from Hong Kong. Now, for those who don't know Lauren Chen, she's from Hong Kong. She was born there. And she also lived in Shanghai and Singapore before going to Canada, then came here for school. I think she went back to Canada, and now she lives here permanently. And she longs to go back to Hong Kong. Now, again, he asked, how is this different from Hong Kong? Now, what he is referring to is the protests that Hong Kong had against China, taking them over, and how they were spending months rioting in the streets, protesting in the streets, I should say. There were some violent skirmishes, but for the most part, they were protesting. You know, NBA had their problems with that, but okay. Would you like to hear her passionate response, ladies and gentlemen? Sure, you would. Where is it? I think she might have quote tweeted it. Yes, she quote tweeted it. That's why I couldn't find it. Here we go. Don't you dare compare the BLM rioters to the Hong Kong protesters. So that was BLM. But we know what this means. This is code speak for Black people. That's code speak. Yeah. I literally can't speak about the situation in Hong Kong if I hope to ever return. I pray to God these privileged American rioters never know what actual oppression like that is because it's soul-wrenching. These rioters are animals who vote in bad policies and politicians and decide the best course of action is to destroy their own cities. If you have the gall to compare what's happening in Hong Kong, you're an idiot. Compare that to what's happening in Hong Kong, you're an idiot. Plain and simple. Animals. So we don't know. I was assuming that those courthouse people were Antifa. Are you saying these are BLM? Are you saying these are BLM? Because if that's what you're asserting, ma'am, I got a question. So now black people are animals? Is that what you're saying? Based on this tweet here. We're animals who vote in bad policies and politicians. Maybe y'all can decipher this for me. If she tried to say y'all are animals, we are animals.
What the hell?
What the hell? What the?
Because the way I'm looking at it, she just called us animals. Lends credence to what Torian said earlier. We know how anti-black Asians are. And they're not afraid to express it. That's why the white supremacist loves them Asians so much. But I know people are going to be like, hey, she's not a racist. She's not a racist. She's not a white supremacist or white supremacist sympathizer. They're going to tell us that. Of course they are. Of course they are. Then I direct them to this video. That's on her page. I don't know if she hit it, but I found this video. Some streamer person. But I want y'all to hear what she said when people called her out for being racist. Now, this video was October 12th, 2020. 2020 was a hell of a year for racists, was it not? Let's hear what she said.
I mentioned all of that is because it turns out on social media, someone chose to clip part of my video and share it. And here is the clip that's been circulating. There are a lot of differences between the US, Germany, and Finland. But if you ask a socialist why it is that Germany and Finland perform better than the US in certain metrics, they'll say it's because the government is bigger and the taxes are higher. That is the answer to prosperity. Is that right, though? Are higher taxes and big government really the answer to Germany and Finland's success? It couldn't possibly be because they have overwhelmingly homogenous populations. Right? Populations that, by the way, also have a higher average IQ and narrower distribution than the US does. I still do agree with everything I'm saying in this clip, but I think it's interesting that this person in question chose to remove the context of the Gravel Institute video that I was responding to. The Gravel Institute video advocating for big government and trying to attribute Germany and Finland's successes to specifically their big government and their high government spending. Now, when Shu saw this,
yeah, but the issue isn't with you disagreeing with that. The issue is with you, you and your racism, and the dog whistling. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into her spicy takes here as she tries to play it off as no. That's not what I was saying. Receipts are coming.
Clip, her response was, mixed
Fair
race
use.
person living in Canada telling Americans they can't also have healthcare because America is too racially diverse. I am exhausted.
Spot on, Shu. Right?
What? First off, I really do love being called mixed race person. I mean, that is what my close friends and family refer to me as. So I just love when that can be brought to political conversations. It's
So you're upset that your close friends and family identify you for who you are. Huh. Well, if anybody ever needed to know if Asian people don't call out their biracials, there you go. Damn, she look crazy right here, folks.
Yeah, that's her passive aggressiveness. Be about that.
fun. But also, I am not telling Americans anything any more than I am telling German or Finnish people stuff. It's simply a conversation about the merits and detriments of big government.
You work for the Blaze. You're
Charles Gibson asked, why would her family call her mixed race? Because her mom is Irish. Damn, the rabbit hole gets long. The rabbit hole gets deeper now, doesn't it? Her mama is Irish Canadian. And I put something in the chat for y'all so you can understand a little bit more on who she is.
Pundit for the Blaze, right?
As an American or whoever, you can do whatever you want with that information. And on top of that, saying that a population is homogenous is not the same as saying that, oh, it's just not racially diverse. There's a lot more that goes into homogeneity, especially when we're talking about a socioeconomic issue like big government and poverty levels, economic mobility, things like that. My video wasn't even about healthcare. It's
So, receipt on what she is. So this is a bunch of bullshit. Everybody who's followed Lauren Chen for at any point in time knows this is a bunch of bullshit, and we're gonna back that up. So I got 3 different links here at different times in this same video. That's just Blaze's Lauren Chen hate speech compilation from last November, so about a year ago.
I definitely don't want to see whites extinct from the planet at all. And I think if we look at the regressive left, there are active, I think, efforts to try and discourage white people from doing things like having children, to try and encourage population replacement. That I think, if you look at Time Magazine, again, like I've tweeted about this before, on one hand you say like there's a cover saying like child-free life, why it's amazing. The next thing they're talking about why we need mass third world immigration because the population levels are too low, right? I don't think you can look at that and say like, oh no, there's no agenda here. I think the regressive left absolutely has an agenda with that. Where I wish that things were different though, I mean, because like right now Western values, they're so inherently tied to white people, and it's very true as someone who loves Western values and embraces them. I wish that more other cultures would as well, but for the moment that's not happening. And I think that is a fault that the West, we're so, I don't want to use the word cucked because I think that's overused that it's lost its meaning, and that's why I wanted to talk about.
So that's the first clip I wanted to show from that one. What do you think she means when she says homogenous population?
But that doesn't mean there's no healthcare. Okay, there is healthcare. I just had to fly my parents down to the US because my father got a scan revealing he had liver cancer, and he went months in the Canadian healthcare system with no follow-ups. All right, so there's your Canadian healthcare system for you. And you know what? I'm not saying the American healthcare system is perfect, but I am sick and tired of the narrative that because Canadians have government healthcare, they're not able to contribute to the healthcare debate. That is the opposite of what is needed, because socialists like you are under the assumption.
Okay, I'm not gonna knock her father because that's fucked up to hear that your parent got cancer. But this also goes to the narrative that everybody likes to say that U.S. should adopt the Canada model for universal health care. Newsflash, the Canada universal health care model is bullshit. Yeah, you don't pay anything to see these doctors and you get free health care. But if you need surgery, you get to sit on a list for up to a year. So hopefully you got a good prognosis. That's the one part they don't want to tell you. But all right.
That everything is a utopia. It's all fairy tales and roses in Canada because we have this beloved government system, and that is not the case.
So that's a lie. If you listen to any socialists and stuff, and I'm not a socialist, but if you listen to like Lance from the Serfs and those guys, he's a Canadian, and he'll talk about the healthcare system and so this big old
I guess so racially motivated, right? For me as an egalitarian, I'm not going to say,
it's a long one.
No
so
white identity politics for you, but for the Black Lives Matter, it's okay, right? That's a double standard, and I think that the alt-right is kind of a reaction to that double standard. I'm not an ethno-nationalist, and
this is what I wanted.
Okay, with the dangers of population replacement, I do believe that is still a danger, even when talking about high IQ immigrants. And I do believe that, if we were to just open up the United States even to large numbers of skilled immigrants from, let's say, India and China, that, you know, there would be potential danger to American culture, right? And so something else that I support about the RAISE Act is that it actually limits like overall numbers of immigration, right? It's not just changing who can come in, it's also changing the number of people coming in. Now, I think that's important, not from a racial perspective personally, but from a cultural perspective, right? You know, I'm fine with Indian immigrants coming over here, but the fact of the matter is, if you let in large numbers of any demographic group, they're way less likely to assimilate. So I think by limiting numbers, you're actually increasing the chances of, you know, people not just coming over and forming like cultural ghettos, which we do see happening, especially in Europe. You're actually increasing the chances of them assimilating. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm which party?
Ooh boy.
I think that's the first thing she said that was actually made sense. But it's gonna get worse,
especially when she backs it up with IQ, which is also
where is it? It's gonna get worse, family. That's probably the only thing she said positive in that whole video. But it's gonna get worse. And this is, I need y'all to strap in. Because what I'm fixing about to play for y'all, boy, don't nobody come and try to tell us ever again that we need to unite with the diaspora. Let me see what y'all saying. She's pulling stuff out of her ass. That's how conservatives move. Asians always taking pride in their biracial Asians if they are half white. Yeah. And did you say this is from 2019? Goddamn, so she's been lingering with this nonsense for 4 years. She's been doing this since 2016 when she first started. She's been 7 years in the game. That population quote sounds like a Canadian problem. She needs to focus on Canada and leave Americans alone. Well, she got dual citizenship, so she can go back whenever she wants. She doesn't want to go, though. She's a Sons of Odin meth slut. God, dog, y'all with the names. All right, but fam, we got to get to this. Just, I don't even know. Does YouTube have a seatbelt emoji? I don't know if they do. I'm not sure. Let me see. Do they have a seatbelt emoji? Maybe somebody else knows. I don't want to know, because if they do, this might be the time to use it. They have a seat. They don't have a seatbelt. What about if they have strap? No strap. All right. Type B1 in the chat, because this video I'm about to show y'all gonna get upset. That's why I said strap in, because y'all gonna wanna get everybody on the screen when I show this.
But you get on the floor for this clown. He's a bum. He's trash. And you know it. And every time you bring him up, I'm going to let the world know exactly what he is.
Now, this video you're about to hear, it's on her channel, but Brother Torian and I know what this right here means. Unlisted. Which means unless you know the video is there, you can't search for this. This won't come up on her page. Now you have to ask yourself, why would this not come up on her page? Well, you see the title, People of Color Want Reparations. Now, this woman here, we gonna get into her. Her name is My Name is Josephine. Between her and Miss Lauren Chen, what you're about to hear, I would go get a bucket. It's bad, fam. Quatman, I would put down the popcorn and the wine for this. I don't want you're going to vomit when you hear this. You're going to understand why she unlisted this video. Now, this is where they started talking about reparations. This discussion was 1 hour and 23 minutes. They got right into it. Here we go.
Themselves, but yeah, I mean, so I went to school in the US. I've never been really on Canadian campuses, but do you think that the whole Canadian versus American thing plays a big difference? Are Canadians as crazy as Americans?
Now, this My Name is Josephine chick. Her name is Jazzy Matthias. She is a Canadian. I'm sorry. I lied on her. That was my fault. I lied on her family. I apologize. I lied. I lied. She's not Canadian. She's Nigerian and Canadian. I forgot to mention that. She's Nigerian and Canadian.
American universities?
I'm actually surprised as to how crazy they are. I mean, to the point that professors are also engaging in the feminist or BLM discourse. They're telling students, white students, they can't speak when they're talking about certain topics in class. And I don't think it's as bad as the US, but it's just outrageous that it's happening, especially in Toronto, out of all cities, Toronto. So it's not as bad, but it is bad for where it's taking place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting to me because I mean, the whole idea behind like reparations and oppression, it has its roots in the history behind slavery. And, Canada has by no means been perfect, but in terms of like specifically slavery, I think, compared to the US, there's a lot less of a case for that to be argued in Canada.
Yes, yeah, and especially, I don't know if you've heard of Yusra Kogali. She's one of the co-founders of BLM Toronto, and she's the one who's yelling the loudest about reparations, and she wants reparations in the form of free tuition or reparations in the form of just hard cash, and then only to realize that she's actually an immigrant from Kenya, and she came here when she was like 9 years old, and it's like, what is going on? It's just free money. You can get as much people to rally behind you if you tell them you're going to get money out of this. So of course they're going to be like, yeah, let's go fight for reparations. When how do we even determine who deserves it? How do we check who are the actual descendants of slaves? And then with that, do we?
Just so y'all know, that's the conservative. That's page 1 of the conservative playbook when reparations comes up. That's the first tenet that they have. How do you determine who gets it? They all say the same thing.
We just give them cash. It's a whole messy situation, and just yelling we want reparations is not going to do anything. And I guess you can even see reparations as in the form of social assistance. I mean, that's already given out, or in the form of grants and scholarships for Black students. There's so
y'all are just really upset that reparations, they want it in the form of cash, so y'all can't control it. What the fuck is social programs going to do? They don't even have reparations, and the social programs they're giving out don't do a damn thing. Grants, again, the money's controlled. Now, I know I advocated for in the platinum plan, but if you're talking about giving Black people money, it should not be in the form of grants. It's cash. Let people do what they want with it. You're not about to tell people how to spend the money that their ancestors worked and built this country up and died for. I don't think some descendant out there who's whose family member, their ancestor, who got thrown to fucking alligators for sport, I don't think they want grant money. Or whose mom or great grandma got hung because she said, fuck you in your field and your house, Mr. White Man. I don't think they want grant money. But again, she's Nigerian and she's Canadian. And you see, they don't like Kenyans. You heard it out of her mouth. They don't like Kenyans, but all right.
Many of that, but that again isn't helping the Black community get any better, really. So asking for reparations is just for, they want white people to acknowledge the fact that they've done something wrong, because it's not going to build the Black community. It's not going to do anything. We already have certain forms of reparations, and that hasn't done anything. So it makes
what would those be, ma'am? What would those be? You notice she didn't even explain. She might explain it. I fucked up.
It makes me angry when they're yelling these things out. When I'm like, you don't know what you're asking for. You don't know what you're saying.
And I think
So you're not going to explain what kind of reparations the Black community has right now. You're not going to explain that. All right, say less.
you bring up a good point when it comes to the idea that reparations are because your ancestors enslaved my ancestors. I mean, my white side of the family, they've only been in.
Hey, don't you start, goddamn.
In Canada. My mom's French, Canadian, and part Irish. They've been here like
There's your confirmation. French, Canadian, and Irish. So she's half white.
2 generations, right? So they're pretty new. And you know, the US on the West Coast, the Asians, they have a history of discrimination against them, especially with the railroads. But my dad, he's like a first generation, like he's, you know, fresh off the boat pretty much. So I mean, you'd have to start going back to like genealogies, whose family owned who, like how pure is your blood to be able to, I don't know, it's just like, it sounds, you'd have to be super racist and, you know, to be able to implement these things fairly. But
you have to be super racist to, let her say it.
Genealogies, whose family owned who, like how pure is your blood to be able to, I don't know, it's just like, it sounds, you'd have to be super racist and, you know, to be able to implement these things. I don't know, my dad, to like genealogies, whose family, you know, fresh off the boat pretty much. So I mean, you'd have to start going back to like genealogies, whose family owned who, like how pure is your blood to be able to, I don't know, it's just like, it sounds, you'd have to be super racist.
How pure is your blood? How pure is your blood? Kwatman. No. She comes from a single mother household from what I've seen. No. No. From what I've seen, she comes from a single mother household. Oh, we gonna talk. Yes, she does have a big ass forehead. Fat Main, hello, she's Canadian. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh my God! Now we're gonna argue how pure Black people's blood is to get reparations. Yeah, Hotep, hello. And make sure y'all go over there and listen to that brother. He got some great content over there. If you're into the Hotep philosophy and stuff. Kwame said it also really bothers these type of immigrants to know they didn't build anything in America. Pat Miller said 2 foreigners speaking on American Black people's issues. That's hilarious. Oh, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse.
Racist and, you know, to be able to implement these things fairly. But you know, something that people always ask me, and like it is a good point, is that okay, well, if not reparations, what should we do in order to fix these problems? So like what would be your take on that? I know that's like a huge question, but
she finna give us the solutions. Here we go.
Well, I mean, first, I don't see it as an issue of giving them money. I think we do need more social programs. Do we though? I mean, it is a big question. First, we have to deal with the culture, the crime culture. We have to deal with the drug addictions. We have to deal with the schooling. I mean, the school system is messed up in those areas. We need to, we need to evaluate the education system. Do we though? I mean, it is a big question. First, we have to deal with the culture, the crime culture. We have to deal with the drug addictions. We have to deal with the schooling. I mean, the school system is messed up in those areas. We need to, we need to evaluate the education system.
Do me a favor. I know you don't do content anymore. Do me a favor. Go on your TikTok, go on your Instagram, and tell white people to go change their villainous culture and see what happens to you. Go ahead and do that. Because we know what's going to happen when you tell black people that. Hey, we going to snatch your wig. Go tell white people that.
I really don't know. But then again, that's kind of already being done. So I really don't know what more they want or what more to give them. But yeah, that would kind of be my idea, is kind of around the culture that is keeping them down. The single parenthood, single parents in the Black community, for example, that needs to be solved as well. So there's too many aspects as to why they're doing so badly, and saying what kind of reparations would work, I don't think will help them at all.
And it's such a hard topic to talk about, because anytime you do bring up something that would involve people taking personal responsibility, or the idea that people need to change their behavior in order to change their circumstances, a lot of people are going to attack you, right? They're going to say, you're attacking the poor, or I don't know, you hate them pretty much. You hate Black people, you hate poor.
Yes, you do hate Black people, Laura Chen. Yes, you do. When you call BLM, and I have no love for BLM, but when you call them animals, you're talking about Black people. You're using BLM as a proxy for Black people. We know this. We know this. Y'all group does not like Black folks. I'd be happier if you just admitted it.
Poor people. So it's a very hard conversation to have.
And I also love when y'all talk about Black people and you always talk about how we're poor. Like, we don't have middle class and working middle class and upper middle class and wealthy Black people out here. Hell, Cannon Hotep was in here. He owns his own businesses in Baltimore. He ain't broke. He ain't broke. We got plenty of Black people that own businesses and are ultra wealthy around the country. We're just trying to make a living. You don't hear them. They wouldn't even put down their own people. But every time y'all talk, Black people poor, Black people criminals, Black people thugs, Black people beggars. All of y'all do the same damn thing all day. Say the same shit. It's like the conservative white supremacist playbook. I'm gonna let her finish.
Oh, and by the way, I am reading the chat. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. People have been very complimentary to you, Josephine. So by the way, just in case you're not following that, know that. But yeah, and
because she's saying everything they wish they could say. That's why they're being complimentary.
Something that I've kind of experienced on this thing is that, I'm biracial, my dad's Asian. And so when it comes to, me making these comments, because I don't think it should matter what you look like. I don't think that should affect how people evaluate your arguments. But of course, that's exactly what people do. I'm sure you've been called any number of things because of your opinions, which is totally wrong. But, I've had people say that, oh, well, Asians don't count as POC because, obviously they do on average better than white people on pretty much almost every metric, and they're like, oh no, like they have their own privilege too. And it's like, okay, so this is a very complex system of oppression you have. Like, there are levels, and people immediately see you and then I guess gauge how oppressed they're going to treat you as. It's I don't know,
they gain value from that. They gain value from being oppressed. It's like, oh, you get points for it. I mean, I did a video called on BuzzFeed's Oppression Olympics, where people lined up and they were asked several questions about their lives, and then at the end of it, the white people were at the front and the Black people were at the back. And the Black woman was all the way at the back. She's like, well, I'm gay, I have mental illness, I'm this, I'm Black, I am a woman. And it's just like, it almost feels like they enjoy being oppressed or being victims. It's like, all these things are wrong with me. It's like, no, those things should make you stronger. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. It depends on how much education you have and how hard you work. And they don't really understand that. It's just like a point system.
Yeah, because that always works out, man. That always works out. Always works out, right? We got Black couples out here making 6 figures together, yet they can't sell their damn house for the correct amount because some appraiser says, oh, they're Black, let me knock off 6 figures off their appraisal amount. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Hell, you got businessmen out here, Black men and Black women, who just want to go out for a drink and get accosted by hotel security. Yeah, that don't happen. We can work 4 times as hard as everybody and still get fucked with. You can drive a used car in this country as a black person, and the cops will pull you over thinking that you committed some crime somewhere. You get pulled over. You're in your business van, your business truck, your business 18-wheeler. Fucking cops will pull you over asking to search your shit. Yeah. But we're just supposed to keep working harder, right?
Systems. Like I'm the most oppressed because my family is poor and I'm black and I'm gay and I'm this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, actually, and speaking of point systems, I'm pretty sure I took a BuzzFeed quiz that literally gives you a number of how oppressed you are. I swear I took one. I think it was actually like, how privileged are you? And like it asks you questions like, did you grow up with both your parents? Which I do think is a privilege, especially more and more. But yeah, other things like, are you heterosexual? What's your religion, your employment, and just stuff like that. It's like really like we're literally counting our victim points right now. I don't see how this is relevant. Okay, and super chat, someone asked, Sven Servets, are either of you of Kyrgyzstan? Josephine, are you of Kyrgyzstan?
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, I don't feel I'm with it enough to be of Kyrgyzstan. Oh, no BS has joined.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, so
okay. So you heard these two cackling hens about reparations. Now, again, they're not from the soil, they're not from these lands, but they've been given an opportunity to speak. Okay, cool. Again, this was back in 2017. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, who would like to see how old Josephine, Jossie, what she like to call herself, who would like to see how she be living? Who would like to see how she be living? Now, again, remember, she's in Canada. Yes, D-Shep, she said BuzzFeed survey. Yes. Who wants to see how she living? Tabernacle, we're on her Instagram page. Now, again, remember I told you she doesn't do content anymore. She stopped doing content during the pandemic. Charles Gibson said, biracial, come on. I remember when biracial used to be code word for black. Yeah. But remember, folks, remember how they kept telling black people, stop acting like victims, stop acting like victims. Now here we are in 2023. Everybody want to be victims. Remember, these are the same type of people who used to tell you flat out who they were. I'm like, no, I'm not just Asian. I'm white and Asian. I'm like Lawrence, and I'm French Canadian. My mom's French Canadian and Irish, and my dad's from China. Now they just go with biracial because it sounds cool. This is what I've said before as well. I don't know if I'm sure I told y'all this. When it comes to us, everybody wants to go to the extreme with us to see what they can get away with. And then when they take it and they demonstrate it, it's normalized. But all right. Family turn up. Chilling with Monica said, family turn up, stand up. These black immigrants as a group are practicing anti-black racism. Hit the street, shut it down, boycott their businesses. We would be too lazy to support them. Yeah. And I love how Lauren brought up the fact that you can't, they're trying to tell white people not to have babies. Yeah, but hey, Lauren, did you ever explain about the white supremacists in these police organizations? You never talked about that though. Trust me, I looked. You didn't talk about that. Yeah. Come on, yeah, you guys are the culture. We will admit this. But yes, Miss Josephine. Yeah, you haven't done content now. This is her dog. She said, "Meet Annie, the newest member of our family." I'm not even going to knock her on that. That was April 2nd, so that was her last post. So that was 13 days ago. Now I saw this picture because I went to go look up information on her. Yeah, her content ain't shit, but all right. Especially you got 91,000 subscribers and you barely did content. We know who got propped, but okay. She put up this picture. Nice picture. So it says, so a few months ago, I said F yes to marrying my best friend. And what better time to announce it than on Capitalist Love Day? Must be a Canadian thing. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. That's what, all right, you're trying to be funny. Okay. I feel so incredibly lucky to have found my forever person. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. All right, say less. Good for you. You found somebody. You did. Let's see who you found. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Marianne R. Hello. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
I ain't even knocking the critter. I'm just trying to tell you a story. It's a nice engagement ring. It's nice. She might be into emeralds. Shout out to that man. Now, y'all see this comment right here, right? Janie Matthias. Finally, screaming with pure joy and happiness. Congratulations. Love you both so much. Oh, I love you so. This is her twin sister. Yes. Let's click it. This is her twin sister, Janie. They are twins. Yes. We got to meet Baby Ruth over the holidays, and I'm obsessed with this tiny human. Uncle Brian, Auntie Janie. Yeah. I'm going to say I'm not taking y'all serious. Oh no, Torian, she is no, they're not underage. They're over 25. But yes, there you go. Give me the line one time.
Say cut that check.
Thank you. Yeah. Marianne, hello. There you go. Again, not knocking the critters. Love who you want to love, but stay out of conversations that you know nothing about. I'm not talking about Janie. I'm not talking about her. She's catching a little shrapnel. But yeah, Missy, stay out of conversations. You in Canada, number one. Y'all should. You got your own racist problems up there. You got your own racism in Canada. You need to be talking about that. You need to be talking about that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We got problems down here. But y'all got problems up there. Talk about that one time. This ain't the only story that I found. Serious racism problem within Toronto School Board. First of its kind report finds. Yeah. You plan to have kids with that man, you're going to have to deal with this. Confronting anti-black racism. Racism still very much alive in Canada as stereotypes. Will you click as stereotypes around coffee venereal disease spread? Report finds democracy for Black Americans is under attack. Anger swells as Toronto police chief apologizes for years of systemic racism on the force. I remember Bret Hart saying years ago, Canada ain't got no racism. Look what I'm finding. Racial segregation of Black people in Canada. Yo, Black ass ain't talking about this here. Why are we not talking about this? Ma'am, you on YouTube when this happened. Why are you not talking about this? This is a simple DuckDuckGo search. Canada's racism problem is even worse than America's. This was in 2015. But y'all are so goddamn concerned with what's going on with America and what we got going on. They made a whole damn committee in your city to combat anti-Black racism. If we didn't say nothing down here, they would have let it continue. Oh, I get it. Because you got so many Caribbeans and Africans up there, and y'all are allegedly living in racial harmony. I guess y'all are about to come out and say Black Canadians next, right? Pretty sure that's going to be the next thing. Racism is alive and well in Toronto, 2014. 5 charts that show what systemic racism looks like in Canada. June 6, 2020. They have charts. Well. Average total income. Black Canadians make less annual income than non-racialized Canadians, both for new immigrants and third-generation Canadians, which would be Lauren Chen. She would be like first generation. No, second. She'd be second. Look at this. Not a visible minority. First gen. 50.82 thousand. Second, 56. 57, we'll call it. We'll round it up. Third gen, 48.75. Black population. First gen, 37,000. Or million, whatever. I'm not sure how they do this. I'm guessing it's million. No, maybe it's probably million. No, that would be a lot. I don't know how they're grouping this, but okay. So the Black population declined. So your immigrants ain't even going up to Canada no more. They coming here. All right. That's one chart. Unemployment rate. Black Canadians are far more likely than non-racialized Canadians and other visible minorities to be unemployed. 5.7 for other visible minority, not a visible minority, 7.3. Black population, 12.5. They got worse numbers than we do. Who remembers when I did the video on Kinder Valeza, who tried to say in Guyana, they don't deal with racism? Yeah, I basically spent 20 minutes showing her racism in her country. Yeah. Yeah.
It's Rizzo, baby. Got me fucked up.
They just be talking, bro.
You know, there's the proof. Like I said, coons are pretty stupid. They follow their stomach. They're really easy to catch. So don't overthink it. Keep it simple and keep it cheap. That's the way to do it. So thanks for watching, and go catch some coon out there.
They just don't get it. This isn't your city, ma'am. Your city. Well, no, this is, I'm guessing across Canada. Okay, across Canada. Why are you not talking about this? This is recent. Why are you not talking about this? Oh, that white man is your cape. That's your cloak. They're playing Cloak and Dagger, folks. For all my Marvel fans, y'all know what I'm talking about. This is reverse Cloak and Dagger. Proportion of population with low income status. Black Canadians are nearly twice as likely as non-racialized Canadians to be considered low income. Black population, 24% considered low income. Other visible minorities, 20%. Not a visible minority, 12.2. So these are your whites and biracials. Expectations for higher education. Although 94% of Black youth aged 15 to 25 said they would like to get a bachelor's degree or higher, only 60% thought that they could, according to data from 2016. Shit, so you're disenfranchising people from going to get a higher education. No wonder they leave. So 59.9% of the Black community think they would obtain a university degree. 78.8% of the rest of the community said they think they will obtain a university degree. Would like to, 93.9, 82.4. Here we go. Hate crimes by motivation based on race or ethnicity. Well, damn. Type of race or ethnicity not specified, 24. Indigenous people, so those are people from the soil, 35. White people, 37. East and Southeast Asian. That's y'all's Lauren Chen. 56. South Asian, Kamami people. Because remember, she was born in Canada. So this would be Kamami's mama. 75. Arab West Asian. 111. Type of race or ethnicity, other, 159. So these are your biracials. And probably the Jews. 159. Let's get to Black folks. 283 in 2018. Yeah. But you're not talking about this. You fixed your mouth to talk about reparations. Yeah. Sit down somewhere. Average income, not a visible minority, $50,225. Black population, 35,310. But ain't no racism in Canada, right? Uh-huh. Ooh, what is this? CNN, what did you say? Black people are more likely to be arrested, charged, and killed by police in Toronto, new report finds. Why aren't you talking about this, Miss Jossie Matthias? Why aren't you talking about this? Oh, because it's CNN, right? Crime News Network, you don't take them serious? Less than 9% of Toronto's population is Black, but Black people are significantly more likely than other ethnic groups to be arrested, charged, and killed by Toronto police, according to a new report. Damn. But then when it happens to us down here, y'all say, what did y'all do to make y'all have the police shoot you? Why didn't y'all just comply? If you didn't mouth off or run, you would be alive. Elmo needs to know why you didn't talk about this, but you fixed your mouth to talk about reparations. I have many words I want to call you right now.
I'm going to fight all these urges, my brother.
Out of respect, I'm gonna let the chat do it, but out of respect, I'm gonna keep quiet because I don't want you to delegitimize what I'm trying to tell you. This is in your country. You're in the biggest city in your country, and your ass is not talking about this. Oh, Canada, we have a racism problem. Even they, God damn, what does she got going on here? I don't know what she got going on here, but all right, say less. Look at this. Sorry, Canada, as much as we like to believe we're a multicultural country, we're not as tolerant as we think we are. Yeah. Look, globalnews.ca has a whole thread on Toronto racism. This is new. March 22nd. Insidious, blatant, and damaging. This is everyday racism in Toronto. Anti-Black racism specifically affects people's livelihoods. Black Torontonians on a daily basis have to experience feelings of inadequacy or trying to make themselves appear smaller. Hey, Lauren Chen, Josie Matthias, why are y'all not talking about this? I'm asking for a friend. Why y'all not talking about this here? Damn, y'all got so many comments. I didn't even look. Black Bitcoin Key said Canada is not it, but you can't tell Black immigrants that. You just need to work harder. You got to work harder, nigga. Because when you work harder, you get the weekend, nigga. And then when you get the weekend, nigga, you get to go outside and have fun, nigga. I don't understand why you Americans cannot just go and work hard and do your thing. It would be so simple. People will leave you alone if you work hard.
Run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka. Run, run, run. Booyaka.
Sammy Ivory's 86. You seem new. Hello. For your information, I'm behind the stream. Chaotic Allures Jamaican. Well, there you go. There you go. There you go. I appreciate that. My fault, y'all. But there you go, family. There you go. I just put in Toronto racism, and look what I'm finding. Toronto police use more force against ethnic minorities. Overcoming racism depends on respect for every person's dignity. I don't know why the hell they put this here. What the hell is this? Oh, the Association for Fundraising Professionals Greater Toronto Chapter. They are tackling systemic anti-Black racism, progress, and future steps. 3 pages. But ain't no racism, right? Panel calls for anti-racism policy in Thunder Bay Police. Stop anti-Palestinian racism in Canada. Why racialized workers are more stressed than ever. This is today. This is today. Oh, by the way, I hope y'all paid y'all taxes because today is tax day. I know Monday is the deadline, but yeah. Tuesday. But there you go. Oh, Lord. Okay, I might have to read this. This already looks off code. A prominent law firm thought it was promoting inclusivity in the workplace. Its messaging backfired. Where have we heard that before? In February 2021, in a bid to honor Black History Month, Gowling WLG Canada, one of the country's largest law firms, asked employees to share what the month meant to them. The responses, which a firm shared on social media, were widely condemned by the public for containing stereotypes and insensitive messaging. In one instance, a firm member described their daughter's Black friend as well brought up. But Canada's so tolerant. Canada's so tolerant, right? Canada's so tolerant. Would y'all like to see the tweets that they put up? They're so tolerant. Here's the first one. Shani. Really, Gowling WLG Canada, this is how you are recognizing Black History Month? Let's do some issue spotting together on why this quote from one of your employees should have been left on the cutting room floor. What did they say? Let's see. My daughter inspires me a lot. When she was younger, she often spoke of her friend Daniel. Damn, Daniel. One day, my husband and I attended an event at her school and finally got to meet Daniel. He was very nice and extremely polite. My grandmother would have said he was well brought up. Never during the course of her friendship with Daniel did my daughter mention he was Black. That night, I went to sleep with the hope that one day race-based conflicts would forever be behind us. What the fuck? So your daughter must recognize that y'all probably don't like Black people. Heat St. Cloud, hello. Does this actually surprise anyone? No, but we need to highlight this because with this reparations debate, it's going to get hotter. It's going to get even hotter. And these type of folk like Destiny and Lauren Chen and all these other right-wingers and left side assholes, they're going to come out with the same talking points that each side uses to try to diminish the reparations claim. And we have to recognize who they are. So when they do get to talking, we show them like they're not qualified to talk about this because they said this. That's just one of them. Let's see. Do we have any more? We got to have more. Let me see. That can't be the only tweets. Maybe it's in the article. We'll go back to the article. Article probably got some more. And then I'm gonna probably get out of here. Let's see. During the same period, Durham region received backlash over its Black History Month document entitled, "Can You Rise to the Challenge?" What the fuck? Which asked employees to dance to a reggae song, spend a few minutes learning about Africa, and have a conversation with a Black employee. What the fuck? What? Dance to a reggae song? What? No. No. Of course, they had to get the Black woman to do this article. Of course, she had to get the Black woman to do it. Oh God. Oh my God. No, it's real. Family, it's real. Tabernacle, it's real. They have this. Oh, damn. Can you rise to the challenge? Challenge for week 1. They want you to put your name February 1st to the 6th. Please. Somebody didn't write this right. Please complete the report section and submit your form by 5 p.m. on February 8th to inclusivedurham@durham.ca. Miss, what are you doing? Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Kids. Okay, week 1. Read a poem by a Black Canadian author. Spend a few minutes to learn about Africa. 1. What is the highest point in the continent of Africa? 2. What is the name of the largest lake? 3. What is the name of the longest river in Africa? 3. Dance to a reggae song. Can I put my submission in? Please? Let me put my submission in.
Run to you niggas. Run.
I'm surprised they didn't say Afro beats. Dance to a reggae song. They're not fucking serious. They're not fucking serious. Sexpot99, hello. There are so many people from other places that understand the festering rot in their new homes comes from nations violently established on stolen land built by enslaved people. Thank you. True. I can't wait for them to turn on them. I can't wait. CRU Realty said, thinking about that white girl in Africa that thought she had the native dances. That's hilarious. Don't let me go look for that. Marion put a whole bunch of laughing emojis. FBA worked hard for 500 years. We learned to work smarter, not harder. And through all adversity, we still persevere and outshine and influence the world. Some damn immigrants. He said, class said power tools. This is Canada. They can't have guns, allegedly. They're trying to get rid of their guns. So, yeah. But power tools, yes. CRU Realty said, how do they go from Africa to reggae? Because apparently Stoneboy said a couple years ago that reggae belongs to Africa. But yeah, this is how out of touch they are. Afrobeats was still bullshit then, so they couldn't dance to that. And I guess if they played an African-centric song, people might think that was racist. But reggae is okay because we're in Toronto. And we got Jamaicans all over the place. So that's okay. Reggae comes from Africa. Cook an African or Caribbean meal. They had to have sent this to white people. Who saw that video of that white woman who cooked for her Nigerian husband? He cooked a pot of jollof and he was going crazy over it. That's what popped in my head. Have a conversation with a black employee. So y'all don't do that at work. Y'all don't talk to black employees. Lord. Oh no. And you got to tell the employee's name. Take a photo of an item in your house, in your home that reminds you of Black history and say why. What the fuck? What? Who wrote this? I hope they got fired. I hope they got fired. What is this? What? Take a photo of an item in your home that reminds you of Black history and say why? What? Are you insane? Oh, let's play this game. Unscramble this phrase. It's 6 words. I don't know what the fuck this. What is this? I Gullah-Geechee. I don't know what the hell they were looking for. They said 6 words. I see colonizers. I'm kidding. I know there's no Z, but I see. What? Do they have the answers for this? Here we go. They forgot the disclaimer for the reggae song. This song might get you pregnant. Here we go. See what I mean? Latinx from Montreal. See what I mean? Hey, y'all tell me about that black and brown, huh? All right. I'm scared to find out, but what's the phrase? Maybe they said it in the article. Where's the article? Maybe they said it in there. Nope. Have a conversation with a black employee and name them. Who unscrambled the phrase? It says this is fucking nonsense. Who unscrambled the phrase? Oh my God. Everybody wants to know what this phrase is. Here we go. It said a statement. Addressing anti-black racism is a priority for the region. Part of our Black History Month activities includes opportunities for staff to learn more about Black history, culture, and achievements. Yeah, because they don't got a fucking phone. They could just go do this, or a library up there. They could just go do it themselves, but all right. Through engaging with the community and regional staff, we acknowledge that mistakes will be made when addressing anti-black racism. This challenge activity is one of them. We continue to learn and to strive to do better. Open dialogue and honest conversations allow us to better understand one another and create an anti-racist environment where we recognize we have a long way to go. Yeah, they didn't apologize. Have a conversation with black people. I'm working on an anagram, 23 letters, so lots of options to work with. Silence the I don't know. Yeah, who remembers this? Yeah. Yeah. So for those who didn't know what Durham Regional was, just so y'all know now who did it, this is what I wanted to say for last. They're cops. You would think the way they were talking, it was some corporation. It's friggin' cops. I think I'm about done. Because nobody figured out what the puzzle is. I think I'm about done. Oh my God. Dance to a reggae song.
Run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka. Run, run, run. Booyaka.
But again, family, for those coming in late, we were talking about these two idiots who said black people who are from the soil and from these lands should not get reparations because they don't know how they're going to figure it out. If they have the data to support their claim, if they have historical records, as Lauren Chen put it, how pure is their blood? And we delved into some Nigerian Canadians saying that black people need more social programs and grants, not cash, even though she supports reparations. Yeah. But it's always people that are not of the community or of the soil talking about this. Guess what? Newsflash, we don't talk about y'all's politics. I know y'all think Jason Black and them talk about it. They're not talking about their politics just to have commentary. They're talking about their politics so we can understand how they think. You don't see us walking over into white supremacist spaces talking to them. Now, maybe you could tell me the streamer that does this but I don't see it. I see no grassroots people going to talk to white supremacists. Now, I know someone might bring up Marcel, but he went to go talk to people in MAGA. I get it. But he was talking about a specific issue. The issue that is Black centric. He didn't go in there to talk about them and their rising crime rates and their opioid problems and why they're paddling each other on the ass in these colleges and why they're hanging from streetlights when their team wins or loses. But yeah, I would watch out for those two, Destiny and Lauren Chen, as it gets closer to the election, because pretty sure Fox News and other outlets are going to have them on to talk about reparations and why it's so bad to give Black people money, which we all know the reason why. It's because they can't benefit off of it, which is why you heard Lauren Chen try to bring in the biracials. I'm sorry, Destiny bring in the biracials. Let's read the last few comments, and then I'm getting out of here. Miriam R. said, facts, KGB. Indeed. White supremacy takes both sides of the conversation, PC left or right, or codified against all Blacks, especially FBAs in this country and abroad. Yes. Pac Miller said, this is liberal nonsense. They always mix up Black issues with this all other BS, all this other BS to delegitimize our grievances. They do it all the fucking time. Miriam R. Reggae does not belong to Africa. That is indigenous to Jamaica, St. Croix, Virgin Islands, just like you have the Chinese trying to crowbar into Jamaican history and music too. Lord, these people are clowns. Yeah, shout out to Lorna Chin. Shout out to her. She's still over there grifting and people are still falling for it. So you know what, at this point, you Jamaicans deserve everything you get. You deserve everything you get, because when she fuck around and turn on you, y'all gonna learn. Miriam has something for Miss Matthias. She said, this is a hate-filled tether who pushes denying neglect, white supremacists, talking points, agendas, and propaganda who have the ostrich mentality as long as they can have sexual inclusion with Zaddy. Yeah. I don't understand this, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, DSA, I didn't even see you. Hello. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. Il fond. Sometimes il fond. We need to start really going hard on these assholes. So when we get y'all what y'all need, we could just sit back, enjoy it, because this is all you're going to see online. And then we know we got some coons. They're going to be like, but what y'all going to do with your money? And I think someone should whip out the Bluetooth speaker and play this.
You got to watch these old niggas. You got to watch these old niggas.
They'll never get it, folks. But when y'all get it, whew, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, let me get up out of here. Brother Torian will be live. Well, not live, but he'll be having his content a little later. Well, it's Saturday. Check out For the Record TV. I think Great Black Shark is going to do something tonight as well, I think. And then, of course, you go to the Black Authority TBA channel. You go there, and it's going to have fun. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Protect your people. You know, the next tether that says something about reparations, they don't know what the hell they talking about. Just hit them with this. Yeah, hit them with that one time. Take care, stay safe, and y'all know what to do when the white supremacists and their agitators of peace come to mess up your existence.